Hello everyone and welcome to another FutureBook Yearbook tutorial. In this tutorial, we are doing a full walkthrough on how to create your yearbook using Canva. We'll be showing you everything from setting up and managing your teams to designing layouts, plus helpful tips to keep your yearbook theme looking cohesive. Everything in this tutorial has been bookmarked by section, so feel free to skip ahead to the parts that are most relevant to you. Now, while Canva software wasn't specifically built to create yearbooks, even though co-founder Melanie Perkins actually started her journey with yearbooks, we did, however, find some useful settings and tools that will make the whole process and setup a lot smoother. Canva is a great option for creating yearbooks because it offers unlimited access to fonts, unique graphics, stock photos, and powerful editing tools, all in one platform that's easy for anyone to learn and use. Plus, using Canva Teams is 100% free for teachers and students, and it's a great way to organize your yearbook team, and we're going to show you exactly how. All right, once your account is set up and ready to go, we're going to go over some of the key settings that you'll need to know. So if you select your profile icon and select settings, this is going to open up your settings page. Now from here, the first thing you are going to want to do is create a new team. So if you scroll down to where it says Payments and Plans and select Billing, that page, this is where you'll find the option to create a new team. Now you might be able to see this option on the main left side toolbar when you originally create your first Canva Teams account, but if not, this is where you're going to find it. So go ahead and create a new team. And now this part is pretty straightforward. You're just going to enter in your team name here. And then down below, this is how you can adjust your request settings to your preference, basically meaning how you would like to invite people to your team. Afterwards, you can go ahead and create a new team. Now that you've created a new team, we're going to go under where it says People Management and select People. This is essentially a database of everyone in your organization or team that only you, the admin, can access. This is also where you can invite others to join, change a team member's role, or remove them from the team. To invite someone, simply select the Invite People icon, and then from here, it's very straightforward. I can either copy and share this link with them, or I can enter in their email address and assign them a role. If I wanted to change a team member's role or remove them from the team, I'm just going to select the down arrow key, and I'm going to leave a screenshot here to show you what the different roles mean. For most of your students, you'll want to select team member. Under People, you also have the option of creating groups. Groups are a great way to assign certain sections to students, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in just a second. But first, I want to create a new group. I'm going to give it a name. Let's call them the Sport Editors. And then for now, I'm going to skip the description, but feel free to put one in if you'd like. And then on this page, this is where you can invite your team members by simply typing in their name, adding their emails, or you can also, of course, copy and paste the link. Once you're done, click on View Group. Now that you've created a new group, I'm going to show you how this is a great way to assign certain sections to students. On the left side toolbar, if you select Projects, under your Projects tab, you might have it organized so that you have certain folders for specific sections or events, or you might have certain designs that you want maybe that one group to work with. Either or, they all work the same. So if I were to select this folder, for example, and select the three dots, I can then click on Share and then share this design with either a specific person or a specific group. So now if I type in Sport Editors, I can then select it and then I can now share folders with them. So that means if I were to have, let's say, a winter sports section and I just want the sport editors to be working on that page and I've already laid out the folder with all the files in it, that would be a great way to then assign that project to them. The last thing I'm going to talk about is how to use permissions. So if I scroll down under where it says Controls and Permissions, I'm going to select Permissions here. And now this is basically where you as the admin have control over all the settings in your Canva Teams account. So for example, if I were to go under Team Content and it's asking who can upload images and videos from their device, do you want it to be all your students or do you just want it to be you or your editors-in-chief? So here's where you would change those permission settings. Again, Access will have a couple of important features that you can change as well, so I would suggest spending some time here and adjusting these settings to fit your needs. If at any time you need to switch between different teams because maybe you're using your account for various other reasons, if you select your profile icon and select Teams, this is where you'll be able to go back and forth between them, and this is also where you'll have another option to invite people to your team. All right, now let's take a look under Brand. This section is essentially Canva's brand kit, but for us we're going to be using it more of a yearbook style guide. The great thing about setting this up is that everyone on your team will have access to it while they're working on their yearbook layouts throughout the year. This is going to really help keep your fonts, color palette, and other key design elements consistent across all your pages. We're going to think about it as our go-to resource for maintaining our yearbook's theme and style. And this is definitely something that you'll want to establish at the start of the year once your yearbook theme has been chosen. We're just going to quickly take a look at one of these examples that we made. So at the top here, you see that you have logos. So maybe this is where you can add some of your school logos into here that you want included in your yearbook, as well as your customized color palette, the fonts that you want, as well as photos. So photos could be a good opportunity to include images that you want for backgrounds, as well as any sort of graphics or icons. All of that can be added here. Again, anyone will have access to this, and this just helps keep the whole yearbook looking and feeling consistent. At any time, you can also add a new color palette, or you can add guidelines. So guidelines would be really useful if, for example, you want to tell your team that they can only use these specific colors on certain text or maybe on certain areas. So this is where you would add all of that, and again, everyone will be able to see it. To create a new brand kit, it's very simple to do. All you need to do is click on the Add New button, give your kit a new name, and then click on Create, and then it's going to take you back to that same page I just walked you guys through with, so very quick and easy to set up. Brand templates, as you can guess, this is a really great opportunity for you and your students to add customized templates that you can use throughout the yearbook. Again, it's a quick and easy way to keep your yearbook design looking cohesive. Under brand controls, this is where you, the admin, can set certain restrictions depending on what works best for you and your team's workflow. So I would definitely spend a couple of minutes here looking at the options that are available to you. The one thing I did want to point out though is under tools and assets, this is where you'll find the Get Approval feature. This feature notifies the selected admin or selected person to approve and review a page before it's been marked as completed. To set this up, all we need to do is toggle it on and then click on Settings. Under Design Approvals, this is where you can adjust some of the settings to your specific needs. For us, we recommend that all your students have to submit a design for approval. Under Who Can Be Assigned, this is completely up to you. It might just be yourself, maybe your yearbook rep, maybe your editors-in-chiefs, but the great thing here is that you can select specific people as well. Under Settings, we do recommend that all of your designs have to be submitted for approval. And then we also recommend that we do turn the yes, the design cannot be published until it's been approved. Anytime you want to access your branding kit, it's very easy to do. Once you've opened up a new file, you can click on Brand. Again, all your students will have access to this. And then here you can quickly see that your color palettes, your fonts, and any other key elements will be shown here, as well as your brand templates. So when you're ready to use a layout, all we need to do is simply drag and drop it onto our screen, and there you have it. Very quick and easy to use. So now I'm going to be showing you exactly how to set up a new file from scratch, which will include all your margins and guides that you will be needing. To create a new design, I'm going to click on the Create button, and I want to make sure I go down to Custom Size, and I'm going to change my units to inches. Now, this is where you'll type in your specific measurements, depending on the size of your yearbook and whether or not you're going to be working in single pages or a double page spread. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the measurements that I'll need for a typical double page spread for an 8.5 by 11 yearbook. Now that you've created a new file, we're going to start by adding rulers and guides. These guides are going to be really important to making sure that we keep everything within the safe zone, meaning any important content should stay inside the purple guides because anything outside risks being trimmed during production. To do so, we're going to go up to File, Settings, and then click on Show Rulers and Guides. What we're going to add is our margins. Now, Canva does have the ability to add margins, as I'm showing here, but the only problem with this is that you can't adjust the margin size, and Canva automatically defaults to a 1-inch margin all the way around, which is quite a bit of empty space. Although it is personal preference, we usually recommend the standard of a 1/2-inch margin all the way around, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. A quick and easy way to set up your margins is to go up to File, go down to Settings, and then click on Add Guides. Making sure that we've selected Custom here, we're going to change our rows and columns to be set at 0, and then our margins to be set at 0.5 inches. Then click on Add Guides. The next thing we're going to do is add a guide to the center of our page, so Canva will automatically snap to the center, which is great. And then we're going to add a guide that's 1/4 of an inch on both sides. The last thing we want to add here is our bleed, so we're going to go up to File again, Settings, and then Show Print Bleed. You have now created a file with all the guides that you're going to need before you get started with designing your layout. Now, this is something that we recommend that you do at the start of the year, and you can always do a template that includes folios and one without folios, and then share it as a brand template kit. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So if I were to go up to Share, go down to See All, you'll find the option to now save this as a brand template. So at any time, your students will be able to make a copy of this or access it through your Canva Teams account. Now, if your students were to open the file and for some reason they didn't see the guides, just make sure that the option for Show Ruler and Guides are turned on, make sure that they've locked their guides, and of course make sure that they are showing the print bleed. We have also included a shared template link down below for a standard DPS and a single page layout in case you'd like to use them. A couple of fun editing tools that you have in Canva is adding special effects to your text. So if I were to click on my headliner, for example, and add effects, you can see that Canva has a bunch of fun styles that you can add to your text, as well as shape. Canva also has some really great photo editing tools. So if I were to click on my image and click on Edit, you can see that I have the options of adding filters to my image. I can also add shadows, duotone, blur, autofocus, face retouching. All of that stuff is always fun to use. And of course, if I click on Adjust, you have your typical photo adjustments here. You can also remove backgrounds from your images. It works better with images that have less going on in the back. So for example, this image would be perfect if I were to click on it and then just click on BG Remover. It'll automatically remove the background for me, which is always a fun feature to have. And then the last tool that I find really handy is being able to position things to the exact point that you want it to be. So if I were to click on this photo, for example, and click on position, you have all the options here to play around with, as well as layering certain elements in order. It's kind of nice to be able to see all of that visually here. Some other neat features Canva has is when you're reviewing pages, you can actually leave comments behind to your students. So there are two ways of doing that. If I were to, let's say, need this image swapped out for something else, if I were to click on it, you'll see the option up here to add a comment. This is where you can mention someone, so I'm going to mention myself and say, hey, can we please swap this image out? I can then assign it to this individual and then click OK. So at the time, your student will be notified and then they can leave a reply, and if everything has been resolved, all you need to do is click the check mark, so you're all good to go there. Another way you can leave a comment is by clicking the speech bubble up here, and then let's say you have a file with multiple pages in there. You actually do have the option of selecting which page you'd like to make the comment for, and then of course add the comment here and mention the student, or maybe it's just a general comment for them. Those settings are here for you. Another option you can do, but maybe not as effective, is by clicking Tools and then clicking on a sticky note and just leaving a sticky note behind to whoever it is. So you can add your text or comment here. And then again, you will see the same option to add a comment, so you could just ping them and then they'll get the notification as well. When you're ready to submit to your publisher, it's important that we use the correct export settings. To do so, we're going to go up to Share, go down to Download, and then we're going to switch to PDF Print. We want to make sure that crop, marks, and bleed is checked off, and then we want to make sure that our color profile is turned on to CMYK. You also have the option to save download settings for faster exporting next time. Finally, let's go over how to create a master yearbook ladder with a live preview. This is a great way for you and your students to visualize your entire yearbook. First, create a new file sized to match your yearbook. For example, if your yearbook is 8.5 by 11 inches, set this document to 17 by 11 inches. Even if you've been designing single pages, this will still allow you to preview your layouts side by side. Once that's set, go ahead and add the total number of pages you'll need for your yearbook. At the top here, you can change each page's title to the page number, event, or section for better organization. Now we're going to create a text box. So go over to text and then click on add a text box. We're not going to worry so much about what's inside our text box as we're just using it to link our page. So from here, select the 3 dots and then go down to link. And now this is where you can search or type in the page that you'd like to link. So I'm going to click on this one. And the important thing here is that under display mode, we switch it over to embed. Once we embed our file, this is where you'll be able to view your spread. And the great thing about this is it'll always be updating live. And there you have it, it's that easy. Again, this is a great way to preview your yearbook in one file. Remember to share this with your team so everyone can view it, but remember to adjust the access level so students can only view it and not edit it. We're going to leave detailed instructions down below in the description box if you need more help. We hope this tutorial helped you feel more confident and ready to create your yearbook with Canva. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions or tutorials you'd like us to make. Until next time.